So yeah, if I can get Sun on my side, Darmanitan starts just killing things. Nothing, even resists don't care. Toxapex probably gets 2 KO'd if I'm not mistaken. By a Sun boosted Flare Blitz. So yeah, we got, if he brings Sun, I will be a little bit surprised. But we're going to jump right into this. Good luck to my opponent, Alex, and let's see what he's got. Let's see what we're working with and against here. Pretty much what I expected, except, so no Sun, but also no Alolan, no Lunatone. Oh yes, there's Lunatone, duh. What is he missing? Mega Scizor. Okay. And he's got the Chansey, so like, that's obnoxious. But we will put that onto the screen, as expected. So no Mega Scizor. He's got Chansey, which is, I'm just going to put it in my notes here, which Mons he's brought. Protein Greninja is his only Z user that he brought, since Venusaur is not here. Chansey's annoying as heck, but it is beatable. And his only removal right now is Gliscor. He could lead with his Lunatone, I could see that. And let me pull up those calcs real quick, since I don't need the other calcs that I had up. I only need these calcs now. I kind of see Gliscor leading. I do. What am I doing? 11 seconds? Alright. So we don't have a lot of time. There. Got it in at 3 seconds. We did decide to go with Mega Manectric. Is that the best lead? We'll see. If I can eliminate Gliscor, then Volt Switching is just 100% free. Mega Manectric's really important to my team. And I do have Hidden Power Ice. He could be running Yachi, and he could just go for an EQ and try to take me out, which would be, like, crazy, crazy tech. But honestly, not that crazy. Zabuza is the Greninja. Okay. This thing doesn't OHKO me with anything. And if he's Scarfed, and if he's not Scarfed, then I outspeed him. So I think the play is to just click... Do I click Volt Switch, and if he goes Gliscor, then that's fine? Do I click Discharge to try to get more damage on whatever he does go into? Probably Chansey. Honestly, I see the Chansey coming in here before the Gliscor, since Hidden Power Ice does do so much to Gliscor. I don't see him staying in with his Greninja. I really don't. But I'm going to click Volt Switch. There's no sense in... Oh, he does stay in with the Greninja, so he might be Scarfed. I could see him potentially being Scarfed here, but... he doesn't kill me with anything. Yeah, he is Scarfed. Alright, Scarf U-turn. Intimidated U-turn. Does negligible damage, and he might go Gliscor. And then I'll get to see if he's Toxic-Orb. He could be running Spadef Investment in the Gliscor. If he goes Gliscor, I probably just have to go as Elf. Cancerion. That's Chansey. Okay. Chansey's not as bad as Gliscor right there, since I can just get out. He's, yeah. That's not unexpected. That's probably physically defensive. I don't know if physically defensive saves him from Zangoose's Rage. So I can just go Zangoose here. You can't Toxic me if I Toxic myself. And then I get a free knockoff. And if he stays in, that's fine. His chance he's just significantly less bulky. And if he switches out, then I knock off whatever he comes in with. And if Gliscor's is Fizz Def Mon, then I take out the Toxic-Orb, which I'd be totally fine with. If he goes Lunatone, it's dead. If he goes Heliolisk, it's taking a lot of damage. To the point where, actually, it might die. Heliolisk could die in one hit to this. Zangoose is really strong. Toxapex can take it just pretty well. Toxapex can take on a knockoff pretty well. And I don't really want to stay in and take a lot of damage. So I can switch out at that point, but I do get rid of any passive recovery, and Facade does do 60 to 70% to a Toxapex. But if he's expecting a close combat, then he'll definitely go Pex here. But I'm fine getting rid of passive recovery, scouting out how much, maybe he's specially defensive Toxapex, and if that's the case, I can stay in and click Facade after I click the knockoff. And if he stays in with Chansey and goes for Seismic Toss, okay, sure, you're just going to sack Chansey like this early in the game. So he is going to stay in with Chansey. I'm surprised he would do that, but we're just going to go for a knock off the obvious Eviolite, and goes for a Wish. Does he have Wish Protect? Or is he just going to switch out now? Without Eviolite, close combat's obviously killing. That's not in question. Facade is also killing, even from full. Now I could switch out. I don't think that's the play. I think I can just go for a Facade, since it'll hit the Toxapex much harder as well. Although if he does go Toxapex and I hit it with a Facade, it'll get wished back up. But if he stays in with his Chansey and doesn't have Protect, then I do at least get the kill on Chansey. So what are you going to go into here? It is Pex. Okay. So are you physically defensive? You are physically defensive, and that's just going to get healed right back up, which is super annoying, but it is Phys Def. Okay. So we do about 60%. At this point, he could go for Toxic Spikes. I could just go out into my Tentacruel. I could stay in as well if I really wanted to and just click Facade again. But I don't really want to take the damage. I think this thing puts in a lot of work against his team. And that's just really unnecessary damage. So I could go out into my... He could go for a knockoff right here. I mean, Tentacruel's the easy and safe switch, since I have a free knockoff at that point as well. What does Tentacruel bait in? Heliolisk, potentially? What is my answer to Heliolisk? Since I'm already Mega Evolved with my Manectric. I mean, it sort of is Tentacruel, because I'm specially defensive. Or if I go into a Zelf, I can just click Zen Headbutt, but if he goes into Greninja, then, like, that's not great. I'm gonna go Tentacruel here. I kind of want to know what he's gonna do. If he goes Toxic Spikes, I can Rapid Spin. There's a Baneful Bunker. Alright, so he's just gonna try to stall out my own Toxic Orb, but there was no reason for me to stay in right there. So this is a free knockoff. And if he goes to Heliolisk, then at least I get information about its item, which is really, really useful. And I get rid of its item, which is also really useful. And since I have U-Turn on Darm, Azelf, Hydreigon, and Volt Switch on my Manectric, I have easy ways to get back into Zangoose. So if he goes Chansey, which he could, this knockoff's probably not doing that much. With no item. It's doing like 12%. But I can theoretically go for an Acid Spray at that point. And, well, or I can switch out. That's a pretty free switch into his Elf. And then set up my rocks. Which puts Gliscor in range such that Hidden Power Ice from Mega Manectric, if he's not specially defensive or not Yachi, does take him out. I can also taunt the Chansey with my Azelf. I can also taunt this thing with my Azelf. So I don't get any information about Regenerator or anything, which is sad. The All Might is Heliolisk. So we're going to get off a knockoff. Does 30% knock off the Expert Belt. So this thing doesn't kill me. He is max. He's not defensively invested at all. This thing doesn't kill me with any move, but this is my switch into Toxapex, and it has knockoff for the Toxapex, so I don't just want to like sack it. I could go into Hydreigon at this point. He could go Dragon Pulse, potentially. I don't see him doing it like right away. He could just Volt Switch here, probably. If I go into Mega Manectric, and he Volt Switches, does Azelf take a hit? Because I do outspeed it. Probably not. At least not well. Oh, it takes a hit. And then U-turn does 50%. Zen Headbutt kills from here. I wish I had a switch into this, but I don't. So I'm going to go Azelf here. And then I'm just going to be able to click U-turn afterwards. He probably Hyper Voices or Thunderbolts. Those do the same amount to his elf. He goes D-Pulse. He goes straight D-Pulse. So really glad I didn't go to Hydreigon there. And that did very little. Well, it did about what I'd expect if he's max special attack timid. Zen Headbutt kills, but if he goes Greninja, then like not ideal. Or Lunatone, also not ideal. I could go Rocks, but then I'd probably lose this thing to a Thunderbolt. So Zen Headbutt. I'm just gonna go U-turn. There's no reason to stay in. I don't see him depulsing again if he does stay in. And I can go on to Mega Manectric at that point. I think. Yeah, he's doing 50% with a Hyper Voice to Mega Manectric, which is annoying, because then Greninja can chip it down faster, but that's okay. I do think he's going to switch here, though. I don't see him staying in. And honestly, pending what he goes into... Because he could go Greninja, but he did just see this Azelf body a Greninja last week with U-turn. So that might be like, you know, something he's afraid of. He could go Gliscor. That's a pretty safe switch. Zabuza is the... It's the Greninja. Okay. I don't kill him this time because I'm not banded. Why does everyone just give me Greninjas when I... I'm like not complaining, I'm just confused, you know? Now I could go out into my Zangoose and click Quick Attack. But he's probably going to switch out. So I think the play is to go into... I could go Manectric and just... Is Hidden Power Ice kill from here? Well, especially if he's not Water type, which he wouldn't be. Unless he goes Hydro Pump. Does Hydro Pump kill? Maybe? Oh, he's not Life Orb. He's Scarf. So no. So yeah, Manectric safe. Manectric and Flamethrower is safe. Manectric and Hidden Power Ice is a crazy play. Manectric and Volt Switch could also work if I don't think he's going to go Gliscor. It's not specific. It's all Fire Emblems. I mean, they're not all for the Wii. Leonardo, Ilyana, Heather, and Almeida and Gatria also all happen to be, but my whole team isn't, which is pretty funny. So I could Volt Switch. Do you sack this? No. You either go Chansey or you go Gliscor. And since Chansey's at 50% and has no Eviolite right now, I think Flamethrower is safer. Because even if he's Water type, Flamethrower still kills from there. If he goes Gliscor, then Flamethrower plus HP Ice kills. If he goes Pex, then I just Volt Switch. And then if he goes like Pex into Gliscor to like bait out the Flamethrower into Electric type move, then crazy, you know? Absolutely zany. But a little bit more chip damage from the U-turn, which is all we've seen of this thing. I want to see Gliscor right here. If he goes Pex, that is a play. Yeah, that's chancy. How much does this Flamethrower do? Now that you have no Eviolite. Ooh, I burned him. Ooh, I burned him. Discharge does max 20%. He showed Wish. He didn't show Soft Boiled. Do I stay in? Or do I switch out at this point? Like, I'm tempted to click Discharge. But I think I just go Volt Switch. And if he does go hard Gliscor there, then, like, whatever. So show me Soft Boiled, I guess. Does Darm... What item am I running on Darmanitan? Oh yeah, Assault Vest. With no Eviolite, U-turn does 20 to 29%. How much does... Because I think he's going to Wish. Where's his elf? No Eviolite. I'm going to go as elf here. If he goes for a Seismic Toss, then fine. I just click U-turn, and that's totally safe and free. If he goes Soft Boiled, he showed me Wish Soft Boiled. Are you kidding, dude? Are you serious right now? This man has Wish and Soft Boiled. Zen Headbutt doesn't kill from this range. But I can taunt. Yeah, I'm going to taunt. I have nothing to lose by taunting. I live a Seismic Toss from here. If he goes Greninja again, this man's a lunatic, first off. But then I just have to sack his elf to see what he scarfed himself into. Like, that's just straight up a fact. If this man goes Greninja right here to potentially lose that, he's insane. Actually insane. I really... Why not Hidden Power Ice? Because Hidden Power Ice was still a roll on the Greninja. So it did 15 to 18%, and he was sitting at like 18 to 20%. And so if I had gone for the Hidden Power Ice and it hadn't killed the Greninja, then I was screwed. So Flamethrower was guaranteed to kill the Greninja, whereas Hidden Power Ice wasn't. And Flamethrower plus Hidden Power Ice still kills Gliscor. And I could scout out how much special defense investment he had to see if it wouldn't kill the Gliscor. So we're going to taunt. I want to know what he's going to go for. Can't use Soft Boiled. Okay. No, you cannot. You certainly can't use Soft Boiled after the taunt. That is Stealth Rocks for me, if I've ever seen Stealth Rocks for me. Because what are you going to do? Seismic Toss? I think you switch out. One more turn of Burn and he's potentially in range of Zen Headbutt. So I don't even worry about it. By potentially, I mean Zen Headbutt plus Burn should kill him. So I'm pretty sure he switches out 100% of the time. And goes into Vlad the Mad Gliscor. Alright, show me Toxic Orb and not Yachi Berry. There's Toxic Orb. Okay. Den Headbutt's doing literally nothing. U-Turn's doing basically nothing. I can taunt this as well. To not let him get his rocks up. Which maybe here or maybe on Lunatone. Or I can just U-Turn out. I don't know what I U-Turn into, though. I think I just taunt here. Don't defog. No stealth rocks. If he goes for knockoff, fine. He can't hit me with an earthquake. So we'd have to have the knockoff or the U-turn, I guess. Can't use defog after the taunt. Okay. So we do get information that he has defog. And at this point, I think I just U-turn. Or Zen. Do I Zen Headbutt? No, I just U-turn. I lose very little by U-turning. So he does stay in, which means I assume he either has knockoff or he has U-turn. It's going to be one of those two. Now I could go... No! I'm never going to get a flamethrower burn again. Oh my god, are you kidding? There's a 0% chance I ever get a flamethrower burn again. And that was so important. I'm still connected to the internet, so it wasn't on my end, as you can all see. I don't think Alex did it on purpose. Yeah, there's a 10% on all my flamethrowers. Yeah, I'm not going to hit one. Alright. I legitimately have no idea what just happened. We'll give it another go. I don't see you online. I don't see you online, Alex. I mean, the only fair way to do it is to try to recreate it. Honestly, it's all I can see. Like, that battle was... I legitimately don't know what else to say about it. I feel like we have to try to recreate it. Because we were so deep into it, and we know so much more information about our sets that, like, it's just not really fair to not try to recreate it. I'll try to go through it turn by turn with you. I admittedly only remember some of them, but it should be, like, what happened per turn should be pretty obvious, so you can stick around, obviously, while we're doing this. Try not to, like, watch the bottom screen. I can turn off the bottom screen for while you're here, I guess. So the first turn, I lead Manectric. He leads with Greninja. I go Volt Switch, he goes into Chansey. I don't know if it was you. There's no guarantee it was you. It was just Nintendo servers being Nintendo servers. It was Festival Plaza being Festival Plaza. There's an infinite number of reasons that it wasn't either of our faults, and I don't want anyone to blame anyone for what happened. But I can't click on XSplit because it's doing that thing where it's a butt. So you led Greninja, I led Manectric. I Mega Evolved, I clicked Volt Switch, you clicked U-Turn, you went out into Chansey. Then I went out into my Zangoose, I got my Toxic Orb, I clicked Knockoff, you clicked Wish, I clicked Facade, you went Toxapex. After that, let's see if I can actually just do this from memory. After that, I switched out on your Baneful Bunker into my Tentacruel. I clicked Knockoff as you switched out into Heliolisk. I went Azelf on a Dragon Pulse. I went U-Turn into a Greninja. And went out into Mega Manectric, which you U-turned. And then I clicked Flamethrower on your Chansey and got a burn, which will never happen again. And then and it has cost me a game before, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only reason it's frustrating, is because I have lost on a recreate where I got a crit in the first one, didn't get it in the second one, and then missed a damage roll where he lived on 1 health that he would not have had if I had gotten the crit. Ended up losing the game 1-0. So it has happened to me before where, like, the change in hacks has affected the outcome of the battle, which is, like, damage rolls themselves or whatever. There's nothing you can do about it. But the losing the burn and not having him, because I now know for a fact that he's not Natural Cure, that he's Serene Grace, which is information that I have, I mean, just for myself regardless. But it is still very, very frustrating. So, you know, and he's going to go back to full. He's going to go Baneful Bunker as I go into my Tentacruel. Thankfully, the Toxic turns are exactly the same because that's just mathematically calculated. And then I get to click Knockoff as he goes Heliolisk, I go Zelf, he goes Dragon Pulse, I go U-Turn, he goes Greninja, I go Mega Manectric. That's as far as I've got right now in my head. I think I clicked Flamethrower, he clicked U-Turn, he went out into Chansey again. Then I clicked Volt Switch. And I went out into a Zelf, and he clicked Soft Boiled. This is where I went straight as Zelf. Noctali showed up right when it happened. Coincidence? Ooh. They are bringing back the Twilight Zone. Maybe I'm in it right now. Who knows? So there's the D-Pulse. That's exactly the same roll as last time, which is pretty wild. Now, if I was banded as Elf, and I just took out 2 straight Greninjas with U-Turn on switch-in to my Azelf, that'd be insane. Like, I don't even know what I would do. I'd go wild if he just handed me Greninja just like Hydra did. Exactly the same situation. But I am not banded, and you can tell by the fact that roll did less than the last one did. That's okay. It's not significantly less, but it is less. Dude, this music, I used a different music than my usual one because I accidentally clicked on the different one. And this is so much more, like, tense. Like, oh god, like, do it fast, because otherwise it'll DC again. The roll is not different. It does show that my, you know, it does show that Flamethrower, you know, like, I'll just use the Flamethrower again. That roll, I think, is also slightly different. I don't remember exactly what I was at. If I get the burn here, then that is the RNG. RNG is just taking mercy on us right there if I get the burn here. But I just don't see it happening. And over the course of the battle, that was like 15%. Yeah. So there's no burn. There's nothing we can do about it. It's sort of just a rip. You clicked soft-boiled. And then I went into his elf. I clicked taunt on your next soft-boiled. Then you switched down to Gliscor when I clicked Stealth Rocks. And then I clicked taunt on your defog. No burn, time to reset. So I taunt as you go for soft-boiled again. But you were at 50% instead of like 65%. You see the difference, guys? Like over the course of this battle, how much that's going to change things? I'm curious. I'm not going to say it's an invalid battle, but I am curious, legitimately. And so he's going to switch out. I am going to go for the Stealth Rocks here. And then I can go for the taunt as he clicks defog. And then I go for the U-turn. And I'm legitimately, at this point, I don't remember what I went into. I want to say... I clicked taunt on a defog. And then we DC'd on my U-turn. I don't think I actually got to go into anything. Yeah. So make sure you click defog here. And then that's it. So yeah, Alex, thanks for redoing this. Thanks for showing up again. And now, yeah, this is where we DC'd. Good luck to you as well, my friend. I don't know what... You had definitely clicked a move. I don't know what it was. So, if he goes EQ here, then I've got some questions, but, like, anything else, and it's, like, whatever. If he goes EQ here, then, like, he might have just used the fact that he knew I was about to click U-turn. I'm sort of expecting him to U-turn. What's the least valuable mon on my team right now? Some part of me says it's Hydreigon. It's not Hydreigon. But on some level, I think Hydreigon or Tentacruel is the one that I would go into at this point. I'm going to go Hydreigon here. If he goes U-turn, that's not great. If he goes knockoff, then that's, like, not great. Yeah, there's the U-turn. I'm not as worried about the U-turn there. Could have gone into... I mean, Tentacruel would have just baited in things, so... The only thing this can bait in is the Greninja. Which is going to take... That would be the last switch in the Greninja has. Because otherwise I can always just outspeed things. And the rocks are up, meaning that Chansey will take 12% on switch-in. And I I can... Do I want to Dark Pulse it? Or do I just want to U-turn out on the Chansey? If he was at 35% and 2 Dark Pulses would kill without Soft Boiled going off, I might risk it. With him going to be at 55%. Then I'm not. I don't think. So that is Greninja. So this is the Greninja's last switch in. He's not going to U-turn. I could just go Darm here, since his play is probably to click Ice Beam, since that is the only thing that kills my Hydreigon. And he can't switch out again. So yes, I would take 2 Ice Beams on Darmanitan, but I'm not as worried about that. I could also go Tentacruel, but again, that just baits in the Heliolisk, and I just don't have a switch. I just flat out cannot switch into Heliolisk right now. So I think I'm just going to go into Darmanitan to take the Ice Beam. Yeah, and he's Scarfed into Ice Beam, which means that this should do literally nothing. Yeah, so we eat that. And he can't switch out because the rocks are up. I mean, I guess he can potentially try to defog them. But at this point, I can U-turn. And it's free. And I can always threaten the Gliscor. So yeah, he's going to want to try to defog the rocks. That's the Toxapex. So I'm going to U-turn here. We're going to scout out item, which I didn't get last time. What is my play here? Does Manectric kill you with a discharge? Because I know you're physically defensive. From that range, 80%. It's a max roll with a discharge. I mean, it's pretty safe. It's pretty free, because if he does go into Gliscor, then it takes Stealth Rocks, which means I can go for a Hidden Power Ice at that point. Since I know you're physically defensive. I think that is my play. It also can potentially paralyze you. Let's see, are you Black Sludge? Black Sludge would be... Yeah, I didn't account for the Black Sludge recovery there. That's okay. Since at this point, Volt Switch is free. If he goes Gliscor, fine. I just have to Hidden Power Ice the Gliscor and try to kill it if he's not Spadef invested. I have to do that, because if he defogs, then I need to get my rocks up again, which is just frustrating. There's the Baneful Bunker, so he's just going to try to get a little bit more health back. Which isn't a big deal. And since he knows I'm going for a Volt Switch, I think Flamethrower might become the best play there. Volt Switch doesn't kill, so he may stay in. But Flamethrower puts him in range of Discharge. And then it also hits the Gliscor on the switch in. And I don't know what he's going to do to me. Scald, if he's not invested in attack, which I assume he's not, we're looking at like 20%. He could burn. Return the burn from the Flamethrower from last time. Alright. If he goes Gliscor here, the Flamethrower should tell me how specially defensive he is, and then I should definitely kill with HP Ice. He could switch around. He's probably Regenerator here. Is it still 6-6? Oh my god. Honestly, thank god we DC'd. We have so much more match time now. I wanted 2 stall fests in the night. That's what I really wanted, guys. I don't know if you knew this about me, but like, whoo boy. I just wanted to sit in this chair and get stalled out twice. I don't know how I came out on top in the first one. I'm not gonna lie. This one, I brought a stall breaking team. I did what I feel like I had to do. It's... Oh, he stayed in. Okay. Burn this thing. Scald. Let's see how much investment you have. None. No burn on me either. And once again, like I said, that does a little bit towards putting him in the range of Discharge. Puts him in the range of Thunderbolt, which he would probably think that I have at this point. I'm going to Volt Switch here. I don't see him going Gliscor now that he thinks I'm predicting it. He could Baneful Bunker again. I Volt Switch again, if he does. Since he's just shown that he's not going to go Gliscor. Maybe he does now, you know? Maybe he does now? I'm legitimately unsure of what he's going to do. Volt Switch damage would be great. Since you're not invested, Tentacruel or Zangoose can come in. He goes out into Chansey. Okay. Which does a chunk. It's a free Facade. 100% free Facade. 100% free Flare Blitz. Very free Flare Blitz, in fact. But then I take a lot of recoil. So yeah, let's just go Facade. If he goes out into Toxapex, fine, you know? Actually, with where Chansey's at, does it die to a knockoff? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I don't even want to say it. We can scout out now at this point if his Toxapex is Regenerator, since he was not at full health. He was at like 86%. So I'm just going to mark that down to myself. 86%, which tells me if he does switch in and he's at full health, that he is Regenerator. Because knockoff is the correct play here. If he's burned in at 20%. I'm sorry guys, I'll stop harping on that. I'll stop. It's not this battle. It's a different time, a different timeline. You know, it doesn't exist in the world we're in right now. So I can't say, I mean, I've got to play the game that I've got to play the person that I'm facing down right now. Lunatone can take 1. Toxapex can take 1. Toxapex comes in, I switch out. Because he's going to Baneful Bunker. That's Toxapex. Or do I even switch out? Do I let myself get a little bit worn down? He is Regenerator. Okay. Like, yeah, I'll take another 12%. I'll be around 50%. And then I just keep on killing things. Because he's going to Baneful Bunker here. That's the thing. I could go out into his Elf, which isn't taking damage. And does kill with Zen Headbutt. If he goes Scald, wow, this guy read me like a book. That's the way it goes sometimes. And Zen Headbutt's free because Greninja can't switch in right now. Yeah, there's the Baneful Bunker. Actually, he could Baneful Bunker again and poison my Azelf. Do I care? I could go Taunt. Does Taunt go through Baneful Bunker? I could Taunt. I think Taunt is the safest play. If he Scald burns me, then like... well. Or I could just go for a Zen Headbutt. Hit the Baneful Bunker. Get poisoned. Zen Headbutt again. I think that's the play. He's going to withdraw. What's he going to go into? That's Gliscor. Take Stealth Rocks. Take some Zen Headbutt damage. Let's get a look at you. That is a lot of damage. That crit was vitally important. I can taunt again. Because then I just prevent him from defogging. If he U-turns, fine. I'd rather him U-turn and get some damage off on me and not get Toxic Heal or health back. He can't Earthquake. If he has Knockoff, then I have a Culver Berry. So I live that. If he can't Roost, he can't Defog, he can't Stealth Rock. Taunt's the safe play here. Big Danza energy. That is not what BDE stands for, but I like it. It should be. Goes to the U-turn. That's fine. Because we eat that just fine. So I could have, you know, done something else there. But I was not going to make the play where he could get it. Like, I just don't want his Greninja coming back in. Is basically where it's coming down to. He doesn't get any more Toxic Orb health. He does get Regenerator back on his Toxapex. But if he goes Toxapex here, I think my play is just... maybe Zen Headbutt again? If I had taunted the first turn instead of the crit Zen Headbutt, I don't know. Then I probably would have U-turned there, but then he probably could have Earthquaked. Ugh, it's hard. It's hard play. I feel like all 6 of my Mons are important to do their job, and as soon as one of them breaks, then I'm like screwed. But he hasn't quite broken his Elf yet. Greninja can't come in. Lunatone could come in here. If Lunatone comes in, I U-turn. 100%. If Heliolisk comes in, I Zen Headbutt. If Toxapex comes in, that's the big question. If Chansey or Heliolisk come in, I Zen Headbutt. If Lunatone comes in, I U-turn. Gliscor obviously just switched out. Greninja dies, and Toxapex... I don't think from where it would be at, because it's physically defensive. Zen Headbutt kills. And Scald at this point does kill me. So I don't really want to take Baneful Bunker Poison and then a turn of Poison this turn, because that would be terrible. So out comes the Chansey. Do you just die to U-turn? Because that's Chandelure. That'd be even better. I don't think you do. Ooh, maybe. U-turn mins out at 21%. Oh, it's 21 to 25% is what U-turn does. Do I Zen Headbutt, which has a 90% accuracy? Or do I U-turn and let you potentially soft-boiled? It doesn't matter if he's off-boiled, because I can just go Zangoose. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I know I said I could just go Zangoose. But that's more turns of poison damage. I mean, Zangoose is a breaker more than anything else. It does have quick attack, though. Yeah, but nothing else can Oko this. I mean, I guess Darmanitan can. Yeah, I'll go Darm. If I had taunted there, that would have been good. Does Earthquake kill you? Nope. No, it does not. Although I'm not choiced anyway. So Flare Blitz is free. I just assume my Darmanitans are always choiced. This is gonna take a lot of recoil though. 50% Chansey is still like 200 HP. That was a roll. 100% guaranteed a roll. I'm not going to talk about it, though. I don't want to think about the fact that it wasn't a roll. We didn't DC. I keep saying I'm not going to talk about it, but it's still so frustrating. Also, I like, you know, it is what it is. It's all in good fun. It's a Pokemon battle in a Pokemon League that I run on Twitch. So, like, I gotta count my blessings. I have the money to have a capture card to stream a battle for you guys on Twitch. And I have a following of people who are here watching me stream a battle on Twitch. So, like, can I really be mad about one 10% chance that happened once and didn't happen a second time? No. But can I rage about it in the moment? Yes. Yes, I can. Oh, and I will. But he could go Greninja here. That would be an interesting play. If he goes Toxapex, which is sort of what I'm expecting him to do, then I'm not choiced, and I can just go Earthquake on the following turn, which should KO the Toxapex after this damage. And then if he goes Gliscor, like, wow, you know, that's a play. Yeah, definitely EQ will kill the Toxapex, and if he thinks I'm choiced now, then that's fine. It's also possibly a roll with Flare Blitz. Does 31.2% max. Goes for Baneful Bunker. That doesn't matter in terms of, like, what I can do to this. Because I can just EQ. And if he goes into Gliscor, I outspeed it, and it's not going to take a Flare Blitz from where it's at. So I can just freely continue to EQ. I mean, I guess Gliscor could be max speed Jolly and outspeed me. It's possible. I'm adamant with a lot of speed. So now you have to go choose, do you go Lunatone? Which I U-turn off of, because I outspeed. And do 70%, 70-80%. Do you go Gliscor, which I Flare Blitz and kill? Because those are the two things that don't die to Earthquake right now. Do you go Greninja, sack, or Heliolisk, sack, then out into something? So he does go Gliscor. And he's going to take Stealth Rocks. He's going to get his Toxic Orb health back, but that's fine. He is still in range of a Flare Blitz. Does he outspeed me? Are you running a speedy Gliscor? Do you have Protect? He is running max speed Jolly. Okay, so he gets the defog off, which isn't ideal, but his Gliscor is dead and my Azelf's not. So I can get another. Because I know without defensive investment, like, yeah, when he had the speed to outspeed me, then, like, that's fine. So Darmanitan kills Gliscor with Flare Blitz. 30 minutes into the recreation of the battle. Out comes the Greninja. Are you U-turning here? Are you U-turning? Obviously, I'm not just gonna, like, let it sack this thing right now. Tentacruel is pretty free. He probably clicks U-turn. That's fine. Tentacruel's free. If he U-turns, he goes into Heliolisk. I just leave my Tentacruel in at that point. And just go for an Acid Spray. Because the thing is, now that his Gliscor is dead, nothing outspeeds my Azelf. So I can, except for the Greninja, so I can just get up my rocks later on. And kill the Greninja if he does extrasensory. Okay, but I know you're scarfed into that. And I don't die. So I can just go into Hydreigon here. He could switch. He could double predicting that. He has to double predicting that now, I think. I think he has to double predicting that, but I still don't leave in my Tentacruel just to die. Because it does stop this thing from clicking any other move that isn't extrasensory. And honestly, all I have to do is get my Azelf in one time safely and click Stealth Rock. And then Greninja's dead. So I could have stayed in here. Well, no, I can't, because then if he's in with extrasensory, then obviously that's not a good time for my Azelf to be in here. I could have stayed in and then gone into Hydreigon then and clicked U-turn. But I mean, it's going to be the same thing. If he switches out, then it's the same as if I sacked off Tentacruel. Hydreigon's in for free. Where's Lunatone? It's the Mon in the back that he hasn't brought out yet. So he does stay in. So we do get the Hydreigon in. He goes extrasensory. We're immune. He can't kill us. I click U-turn. And anything that comes in here... anything that comes in here... whatever it is, I can go to his elf and click Stealth Rock. He has no other possible removal on this team. To be fair, Azelf actually threatens the rest of his team super well with attacks. And I don't necessarily need to get my rocks up, but leaving this Greninja alive longer than I have to is a terrible idea. Dark needs better moves. It feels weak since they introduced fairies. I mean, on some level, yes. On some level, they introduced fairies because Dark was too strong. Dark has good moves. They're just very situationally, like, available. So, like, Night Daze is a really good Dark-type move. Dark Pulse is actually a very solid move in general. But I see what you're saying. Where everything else feels like it has 90 base power on something. Psychic, Earth Power, Earthquake, Stone Edge, you know, all the normal type moves, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam. Dark doesn't have that, at least on something that's widely available. So I can see what you're saying there. That makes sense to me. At the same time, Alex didn't bring a Dark type. So we got Dark Pulses for days. I mean, honestly, like right now, I could just Dark Pulse for days. Toxapex is a little bit too healthy. You are going to switch out. You are going to go out into your Chansey, which should be dead. That's okay. So this is the one thing I don't necessarily want to go into his elf on. Since Zen Headbutt is now a roll. It's a good roll, but it's a roll. I could just go back into my Darmanitan. But then I have to play this weird extrasensory game with the whatchamacallit. I mean, Azelf, if he goes for soft-boiled, and I get my rocks up, yeah, he's healthy. That's fine. Greninja's dead, and that's the biggest threat to my team. Gone. So, like, yeah. Go for a soft-boiled here. I think I'd rather click Stealth Rock than Zen Headbutt right here. Greninja can come back in right now. It can. At which point I leave my rocks up, and I sack Azelf. Probably, because he can't get rid of them again. So if Greninja comes in again here, fine. You know, let's see what you scarf yourself into. I can react to that appropriately. If you go Ice Beam, I go Darmanitan and click U-turn. If you go in extrasensory, then I go into my Hydreigon and click U-turn. If you go U-turn, then you're dead the next time you come in, and I don't have to worry about it, and his elf's dead, but then I get switch initiative, so... yeah. I do think getting my rocks up here is the most important thing. If he clicks soft-boiled, then I don't know, still continue to do what I'm doing, which is slow and painful, but effective. It's Wish that would be the interesting one. Wish, right now, I go Zen Headbutt. 100 times out of 100. Soft-boiled right now, I don't know yet. If he thinks I'm going to taunt, he could just go for Seismic Toss, which is fine. Yeah, there's a Seismic Toss. Okay. So we do lose our Azelf here, but he's not healthy. And we can just say, welcome back in Darmanitan. Are you in Earthquake range now? Finally? Chansey got a kill. You are not in Earthquake range right now. Well, maybe. It's a roll. You know what we say about rolls here on the channel. I will get the low one. That's what we say. Toxapex. Lunatone. Scarf Lunatone? Show me the Scarf Lunatone. This is going to take a lot of damage from Flare Blitz. I think it takes a lot of damage from Flare Blitz. Show me the Scarf Lunatone right here, ladies and gentlemen. Do I U-turn? I mean, I think I outspeed this thing. I outspeed it naturally, and even if he's max special attack timid, or max speed timid, I still outspeed him, so he has to be Scarfed. And then I would know, right? Like, then at least I know. Even though Darmanitan is basically just a win con, it's just a click buttons to win the game con. At least I know. U-turn gives him switch initiative. Which is like, aww. He has switch initiative. And that's kind of how I feel about it. You know, like, I could have just Flare Blitzed again. But I don't really want to take the extra damage there. I could have Rock Slided and risked the miss. Scarf Lunatone? Show me it. It's not Scarfed. Rip Lunatone. So, we got Chansey. Kills Azelf with Seismic Toss. Darmanitan kills Lunatone with U-turn. Greninja's dead. Toxapex is too healthy right now. It's just a fact. Chansey's a little too healthy right now. So if I go out into my Zangoose, he goes into Toxapex. And we play that little... we have that little song and dance. If I go out into my Manectric, he goes out into Chansey. We have that little song and dance. Actually, I think Manectric... from where his Chansey's at... without the Eviolite... I always have to get rid of it. With the Stealth Rocks, Discharge can kill. Maybe. Maybe. Better than taking unnecessary toxic damage, though. So. Yeah, there's Chansey. 25%. Discharge can't kill. Discharge can't kill. But it can paralyze. Or I just Volt Switch. And then go right out into Zangoose. Yeah. How many times should this Chansey have died this battle, ladies and gentlemen? How many times should this Chansey be dead? I can't go Darm here because Flare Blitz recoil kills me, which is wonderful. Like, really, how many times should I have killed this Chansey at this point in this battle? I click Facade. I don't know where Toxapex is, if it's in range. It's close. If Pex is in range, he goes Greninja right here, sacks that, then goes Pex, then goes Baneful Bunker to get himself out of range. And he has Regenerator, he probably has Recover. I don't know at what point match timer becomes relevant. I don't want this battle to go to timer. I would be so mad if this battle goes to timer. This Chansey should have been dead so long ago. That would have broken his core down, and then I would be able to just click Earthquake all day with my Darmanitan. It would make me so mad if this battle goes to timer. I don't know how. I just legitimately don't know what to tell you guys. If Pex is under 65%, then it's dead. Actually, if it's under 70%, 75% because it takes Stealth Rocks first. So he does sack Ninja, which is, yeah. I honestly could have predicted that. And probably should have. Azelf kills Greninja with Stealth Rock. And there's Toxapex, which is in the range to have died. Which is why he didn't go into it. I should have just doubled. I honestly, legitimately should have just doubled. How much does Chansey take from an Earth Power from Hydreigon? It's not enough. If I go Hydreigon here, I click U-turn. Because I can threaten the Earth Power. I could get a Spadef drop with Earth Power. It's a possibility. Infestation? Okay. Now you Baneful Bunker on me? Is he that guy who Baneful Bunker? Oh my god, I cannot, Alex. Alex, I just can't right now with you. I can't U-turn off of it. I can't U-turn off of Baneful Bunker. I'm not getting this thing poisoned and infested. The thing is, if he goes out into Chansey, I'm no longer stuck. Yay. He's gonna run out of sacks eventually. You know? It's just gotta happen. Eventually you're gonna run out of sacks for Darmanitan and Zangoose. Between the two of them, I need to make sure I finish off this game. I can't let them go down, which means that Darmanitan cannot click Flare Blitz and die to recoil. And Zangoose, I have to manage the poison really well. Maybe I should have gone Manectric there. Since Volt Switch is now a free option. He could go Recover. Which isn't worst case scenario, because I do like 50 to 60%. Why, Alex? Why? The thing is, I'm up right now in Mon, so I win on timeout, but like... Special defense drop. There's a recover. I'm stuck. I'm stuck clicking it. But you're not really gaining. I guess you're not losing on that roll. Which was a pretty low roll. He's gonna Baneful Bunker. How much does Darm do with an Earthquake? Also, how much does Darm take from a Scald? Darm does not live a Scald. Does 50% with an Earthquake. I'm getting such low rolls here. I mean, he might have a little bit of Special Bulk. But that is the absolute lowest roll that I could get with my attack investment. Crit him. Come on. Special defense drop. Something. Punish him for this. Punish him for this. I swear that Chansey should be so dead right now, and I shouldn't have to put up with this going on in front of me. I should not. He's gonna Baneful Bunker, and I'm gonna die. And he's gonna be healthy. Like, I don't think Alex is the kind of guy, I legitimately don't think Alex is the kind of guy who would do that on purpose. Who would DC, say he didn't DC, just to get rid of the burn. I don't think Alex is that kind of guy. I really don't. The infestation wore off. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I could go out Manectric here. I'm not going to. He probably goes Chansey. That's so funny. If you Infestation here, you're at no health, and I just go into Darmanitan and Earthquake. He Scalds. That takes me out. Toxpex kills Hydreigon with Scald. But this is free. I can go into Mega Manectric for 100% free. 100% for free. And click Volt Switch 100% freely on anything. I guess Darmanitan is arguably better. It doesn't let in the Chansey. But I can just Volt Switch, and I don't have to worry about it. This is super free. He is going to try to get his Regenerator back. This is fine. This is totally fine. Volt Switch puts you at 25%. Flare Blitz kills. Flare Blitz kills the Heliolisk. I could also go Zangoose and click Facade. He's not in a place where he can Baneful Bunker stall me. Flare Blitz kills. If you're at 25%, you have 90 health. Yeah, I'm okay. That's easily the better play here. Because I have Quick Attack, this is easily the better play. How much does Manectric do to a Heliolisk? Flamethrower does 50 to 60%. Earthquake's a roll, guys. Should I do it? Should I take the roll? Go into Heliolisk. Sack that thing. Put me at a lower amount of health. Then you come in and I click Earthquake again. Earthquake's free. Pex is in a range where it might survive, I think. Where did Pex end up? It's at 50%. If he goes hard Pex here, I just Earthquake. That's free. That's the only thing that can take this hit. Chansey, he could let Chansey die. But I don't think Pex can do this by itself, because I've got Mega Manectric. Heliolisk doesn't outspeed Mega Manectric. And Zangoose has Quick Attack. So between the two of them, it dies. 10 minutes left. There are 10 minutes. I have to take out these 3 mons in 10 minutes. It took me 50 minutes to take out the other 3. This Chansey. Alright, Chansey's dead, guys. Look at that. We killed Chansey, everybody. It took 4 tries. But I was not going to let another roll happen on this Chansey. This thing is already the bane of my existence. Out comes the Pex. So he's going to go... He's probably going to double into Heliolisk to try to get extra Regenerator. He's going to go Baneful Bunker, double into Heliolisk, sack that, get extra Regenerator. It's not going to end up mattering because Manectric can kill this thing. I did just set a precedent, though. I did it whereby you can stall out timer and get the differential from that. But I'm not happy about setting that precedent. I didn't set it. Someone else did it. It was the first battle to ever go to timer, and the week after that, we're going to have another one. Alex, come on. Don't do this. I don't even think you can make it 9 more turns. I don't believe you can survive 9 more turns. Which you, or I guess 6 more turns. 6 more turns for 10 minutes. I just don't, oh. I swear on everything right now. Admittedly, Earthquake's now a roll. I don't think it's going to end up mattering. I still click it. Because Darmanitan can die at this point. It's not going to matter. Manectric and Zangoose can finish out this game, but... Guys, this is not how I expected tonight to go when I said I was going to stream. This is legitimately very far from what I was anticipating. Oh, you don't know what Alex is doing? He's trying to get to timer so he can have some mons left. 100% he's playing to timer at this point. This has a some number % chance to kill. Thank the good Lord. Darmanitan kills Toxapex with Earthquake. I don't know what he's going to do. It doesn't really matter. I click Earthquake. There's a Dragon Pulse. So the play here is to go Zangoose and click Quick Attack, because Quick Attack has a chance to kill, and then I can get the 3-0. But if I fail to get the kill, then I just go Manectric and still get the 2-0. Whereas if I go Manectric, I'm going to sack Manectric and then still go into Zangoose and try to Quick Attack. So either way, I might as well try this first. And I get the crit. I'm not even mad. I can't even say I'm sorry. It was a roll to kill anyway, and it was definitely in my favor. With Quick Attack. Good game, Alex. Yeah, if he wasn't defensive, that did 63% minimum, and he was somewhere around there. That battle just surpassed my battle with Melon as the longest all-time battle. So there's two things to consider when it comes to this battle. The first thing to note is that we had the DC after we made our moves, which took quite some time. We were very thoughtful at the beginning of the game with our moves. We had the DC, which meant that we actually ended up doing the first 15 turns in about 4 minutes, which is really fast. And then we still got to about 5 minutes left, so we still almost went to timer. So there's almost no way that battle wouldn't have gone to timer had we not had the disconnect. However, despite saying that, I then countered that point with Chansey was dead so many times over if it was still burned. And if Chansey died, then the Chansey Toxapex core went down, and I didn't have to worry about it. So between the two of those, I was pretty sure that I could finish the game one of the two ways, either with a burned Chansey or the way that I did it before timer ended. But that is absolutely insane that that happened in this particular battle. Because of the way that everything had worked out at the beginning and the plays and the time it had taken, removing that time factor meant that this battle ended up being so close to full timer and still after we reset the first 15 turns or so. Because it was definitely still 6-6 at that point. And things were still healthy. But only because it was Serene Grace Chansey. If it was Natural Cure Chansey, it would have still been 10% or whatever, 12% lower than it was at any other point in the game, which still meant that U-turn would have killed, for sure. But it also meant that I would have been able to kill with my discharge with Manectric earlier, which I didn't go for because it was not in range of it. So the 12%, even if he had been Natural Cure, would have still mattered in the long run. It's just one extra turn of Stealth Rocks. It's just a couple of little things that really would have helped me. But, I got that out. I'm vented. I didn't mark Heliolisk gets a kill. I gotta do that in my notes. Heliolisk kills Darmanitan with Dragon Pulse. Admittedly, not sure why you would have gone Dragon Pulse there at the end instead of Hyper Voice, which would have done the most damage to everything, except for Thunderbolt would have done more to Tentacruel, but I wasn't going to go Tentacruel. Okay. Emit, thank you so much for the 25 bits. Really do appreciate the cheer. Sorry it doesn't pop up on screen. I will have that sorted out for next week for the TBL battles. Not for PCL battles. If those are ever streamed again, I'm not going to have any on-screen stuff. But TBL battles, there's no reason I can't. I'm aware, and everyone else is aware that I'm doing these on Twitch. So with that, you didn't have Hyper Voice? What did you have? I would assume you had Thunderbolt, which still would have been more damage than Dragon Pulse. It was Expert Belted, so Dragon Pulse for the Dark Pulse, probably. Thunderbolt. Surf? But then you would click Surf at the end, I guess. Well, maybe not if you thought I was going to go into my Tentacruel, which I don't know why I would ever go into Tentacruel on a Heliolisk when Darmanitan does not outspeed. Anyway. Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolt, U-turn, Grass Knot. Oh! Interesting. Yeah, you had to have Thunderbolt because of the Celesteela. Which, thank God I brought a wall-breaking core, because your team is frustrating. It's so frustrating. If I was uploading this to